Hi fans of high quality entertainment. Today I thought I would show you what I feel are my 10 favorite concept albums. Even though, I don't know, for the most part, if an album is telling a story, I really don't pay that much attention to it. And sometimes the story is very confusing, as you will see when I show you certain albums. But they're known as concept albums, stories, and the music is the main thing, and the music is great on these. So I've done my top 10 and I've ranked them just for what I have. So I don't have Pink Floyd's The Wall on CD, so that isn't included. And yes, I do like the album, but I just don't have it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 CDs or 5 albums that didn't make my list, but they're all great. And there's probably, more concept albums somewhere in there. This album is about the South and rednecks in particular. Randy Newman's Good Old Boys. I don't talk about Randy Newman very much, but I love his early albums. And it's only one artist per album in the top 10, so I didn't include this, even though it is a great story, and it almost makes sense, even to me. Quadrophenia by The Who. Yeah. Pete Townsend, a musical genius. This story, I don't understand. I know there's this long story inside the album, and I can't even be bothered to read it. Maybe you would be bothered to read it. Good luck. But the album is great, but it's not in my top 10. Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. I'm sure somebody out there understands the whole story. Another excellent one. This isn't my favorite album by this band, but it's a really good album. The Story about S.F. Sorrow by The Pretty Things. And I want to get more. I've got my favorite album that I've heard is Parachute, but I want to get basically their whole discography, because I think The Pretty Things are amazing. And I thought this one over, and even though it's not really a concept album, but there's a concept idea, but it didn't really pan out. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, where they became a different band. And it kind of starts with the concept, and then it kind of just goes into, it's all over the place with just excellent songs. If this was a true concept album, it would be number 1, of course. And you might consider it a concept album, but I don't. We can have a different opinion. Don't argue with me. So, if you're still watching this, please remember to like the video. It really helps. And leave a comment below. But not right now. Wait. I still have to do my top 10. So number 10 is a concept album, but it's a humorous concept album that really, really does not make any sense. It is Thick as a Brick by Jethro Tull at number 10. And when this first came out, reading, the newspaper and everything that was in the vinyl, and it's here too in the box set. Yeah, reading Little Milton's poem is the inspiration behind the 1972 Jethro Tull album, Thick as a Brick. I believed it. So, yeah. Love their humor. Great album. Number 10. Number 9, and I actually was just listening to this a couple of hours ago, not even thinking of doing this video. And I definitely want to rank their early albums before the end of the year. But it's just going to be so difficult because I love them all so much. But number 9 is a concept album. It's about the whole day from morning to night. Days of Future Past by the Moody Blues. Number 9. Number 8 is based on a true story about a woman that kind of went into, I don't know, not necessarily hiding, but she just closed herself off from family and friends. And she ended up, sadly passing away, and nobody knew about it for like 2 or 3 years. It is Steven Wilson's brilliant Hand Cannot Erase. And I haven't got his latest album yet, but I definitely want to. Number 7 is a concept album, originally in 3 parts. Volume 1 came out first, and then Part 2 and Part 3 came out in a double album. And it is about, it's just a story about music and what if music was outlawed. And it gets, there is a concept to it, and then by the end it's just silly. But that is Frank Zappa for you. Joe's Garage. Yeah, it ends with A Little Green Rosetta, which is a really, really silly song. Because he didn't want to finish the concept, I guess. And, that music is just fun, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6. Yeah, it's a concept album about a character. It could even be higher, but I love all of these albums are 10 out of 10 for me. Number 6 is David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust, and the Spiders from Mars. The rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Some of these, they're loose concepts or, just the kind of a very rough idea of a story, but still, they're considered concept albums, at least by some people. At least by me. 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5. I would not have thought of this, but I was looking up, about concept albums, and it's like, I was reading it, it's like, yeah, it is a concept album. The Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society. Stories about England. A very English album. Number 4, kind of makes sense. I almost understand this story and the concept. It is The Who, Tommy, the deaf, blind, and dumb boy. His story. Number 3 is about a story about a couple and them falling in love, the romance and all that, and then it kind of disintegrating, drugs and everything, and at the end, sadly a suicide. One of my all-time favorite albums, Lou Reed, Berlin. What a happy, upbeat album this is. Not, but it's superb. The number 2 concept album. Good luck with this one. I don't know if anybody can understand the story. I don't think even the writers understand the story. But still, it's known as a concept album, and I love it. I don't, like I said, I don't really care about the story. It's mainly the music. But yes, with Tales from Topographic Oceans. I should interview John Anderson and just say, what's that all about? What is, for me, and maybe for you, what is the number one concept album? This one I totally understand from beginning to end, and even in the middle. That's right, Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon. Just a masterpiece. I know some people are maybe tired of it or whatever, but anytime I listen to it, it sounds fresh to me, and I always enjoy it. So, yeah. It's just it's about life, right? And the dark side of the moon. And so that is it. Like I said, I'm sure there's other concept albums, and I'll go, you forgot this album and that album. Well, they're just not in my list, buddy, okay? But there's, more concept albums. So what are some of your favorite concept albums? And what's your number one? That's most important. Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.